Welcome to another episode of Straight Like That, the podcast hosted by me, Instagram's favorite half brown boy, Camille. Before I introduce today's guest, let me go ahead and shout out our sponsor, Rory Love and Company, little candle wax and room spray company based out of New Orleans. Go ahead, check their link out in my bio on the Instagram page. Lovely scents. This is the one I've been going with recently. Saturday morning cartoon smells just like Fruit Loops. So go ahead, check them out on the Instagram page. Show them some love. Today's episode, I got, a product out of Los Angeles, UC Riverside legend, Ronaldo Lomeli. What's going on, Ronaldo?
What's up, bro? Happy to be on.
Yeah,
Excited
bro,
for
I'm
this.
glad. I'm glad you joined, man. So let's get straight to it. So, why the sport? How'd you get into the sport?
Well, soccer, bro, just runs in the family.
Okay.
My name is Ronaldo. My middle brother is Romario, and then my oldest brother is Jonathan, but his middle name is Francescoli. Basically, they started playing. Like I'm the youngest of the three. My mom and my dad love soccer. My dad loved it, played it Sunday league, played in Mexico. Just grew up with the sport, and then my mom fell in love with it just from being around it. My brothers just played the regular, like play in the park, Sunday league, and then I got into it just because as a little bro, you want to be just like them.
Right.
And then as it got more and more, like we were just training at the park one day, me and my middle brother, and then my oldest brother was already in club, just like some Sunday league team that became like a club because they were so good. So like he
Mhm.
kind of went his own route and he did hella good with that. And then me and my middle brother, like they saw us playing in the park and then they were like, yo, like there's this team in the valley. The valley was far from us at the time. But we were like, oh, like we'll check it out. Like my mom was super into like, oh, if you guys want to do it, like we'll do it. Like we'll figure out a way to get there and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So we ended up getting kind of recruited through like a little like training session at the park and just took off from there, but just got into the game because I wanted to be like my older brothers.
Yeah, a lot of family ties. I hear that. So
Like
how old were you when you, I guess, started playing in an organized club?
organized, I think probably like 5 or 6, bro. Like I
Okay.
was kicking the ball since I was 3, but
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 is when like I could play up. Like I could join like the U8 league or whatever, but like I was
Mhm.
fine just because like I could play, but I
Yeah.
was still playing up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so how old are your older brothers?
My middle brother is 3 years older than me. He's 28, and then my oldest brother, I think he's like, damn, I want to say like 31. He's a 91. I gotta do the math,
What are the
but
maths on that? So
damn,
you can
whatever the
you
math is,
can
yeah.
you can credit them with helping you get into the game and I guess what, developing your skills at a young age?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Just they were good. Like they both did their thing in their positions and seeing it like little bro, just want to be just like them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So go ahead and I guess talk about watching your eldest brother go through, playing and however far he went along. Did that kind of motivate you into wanting to do the same?
Yeah, bro. My oldest brother, like he's just a grinder, bro, hard worker. We didn't know anything about club, bro. Like back then, like
Hmm.
club was still kind of fresh. So my oldest brother, he picked it up through like the team that went from like a Sunday league team to a club team. And
Hmm.
then the club team, like it kind of like grew apart, but then he joined like a team called South Bay at the time. And then he got coached and like they brought him in and like they taught him kind of the ropes. He took the goalkeeper route and he was super hardworking. Like he wanted to learn. He wasn't the biggest keeper, but like he was just smart about everything positioning. Like he learned the position. Like he didn't play it, like he learned it very well.
Yeah.
And then when it came time to like recruiting, he didn't know much about it until one day a D3 school named University of Laverne came up to him and was just like, "Oh, like we want you." And he ended up going to Laverne and then playing there. And then after that, he got into the coaching route and
Okay.
he's at LA Galaxy Academy now, super successful goalkeeper coach and still learning along the way. So kind of seeing him go through it, we learned everything. Like he he taught us the ropes. Like he had to be kind of, I guess, like the sacrificial, like just playing it through for us to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah.
All right, like this is how you do it, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
big
yeah, for sure.
us
And what about
out.
your middle brother?
Damn, my middle brother, that's the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
He was a product of Chivas, like Cosmos Academy, turned
Hmm.
into Chivas USA Academy, and then like he went to college. Like he was good, bro. Like kind of like just straight like hard worker, raw talent, like just killing the game from like a young age. Like just loved it and put his all into it. And then kind of seeing him play, like it taught me everything about like, all right, like coaches are gonna like look for this, coaches are gonna look for that, because he was always at the epitome of like the US soccer at the level. Because at that time it was like if you're a US soccer academy, it wasn't
Hmm.
even that big back then. It was probably like like a conference of like 8 in the West Coast, like Quakes, Galaxy, and then like some club academy teams part of it. So kind of seeing him go through it, like he was just a baller, and like I saw coaches hitting him up and everything. So I kind of learned from that and learned like, all right, like I kind of got to go that route to make recruiting easier for me.
Okay, okay. So yeah, we can go straight to that right now. So you playing club all throughout middle school. I'm assuming you played club and high school together, or did you have to pick and choose?
My freshman and sophomore year, I played high school, and then high school with club, like
Okay,
just like the season ended for so that we could play high school,
okay.
and then when the season was over, I went back to club, and then at the end of my sophomore year, a new academy called FC Golden State. Like I had tried out for like the other academies like Galaxy and Chiva, I just never made it, so that
Hmm.
like led me to just try my best in high school, and
Yeah.
then like this new team, FC Golden State Academy in Pomona, like out here in SoCal,
Hmm.
like started a new team, and luckily like I knew the coaches and I was doing well enough to make it, so that kind of like pushed me away from high school and I could only play academy because that was the rule at the time.
Yeah.
And just that academy system, like it was fun, like it was super serious, like every day of the week. It was 2 hours away actually, so like my mom made the sacrifice of picking me up from school and driving me to Pomona every day, 2 hours there,
Hmm.
2 hours back. So like it also motivated me, like, all right, like my mom's putting the sacrifice, like I gotta at least go there and do my all. Like it's not always gonna be a great session, but I always gotta put my all into it. So that helped like along the lines of like I'm already in like that pro mindset of
Yeah.
I gotta get the job done because it's more than just me going to training. It's like it's a lot of people putting in the work for me to
Right. Right.
do
Right.
well.
Right. Right. And you stacking brick by brick every session you put in, even if it's not the best one. At least working towards something.
Exactly.
But all right, so you're what in high school? So talk about I guess the recruiting process while at that academy.
Damn, right. I hit up every school. I wasn't
Yeah.
like I wouldn't say like I was good like at the time. Like
Hmm.
I was still super raw and still like even trying to find what position I was best at. Like I was moving from like winger to attacking mid to D mid to outside back. Like I was playing everywhere just to figure it out. Like I
Yeah.
was a hard worker and like I had talent. It just my like, I was just smaller and like not as like ready for that level yet. So I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like building up and developing. And I did all the like work that you had to do. Like I knew like I wasn't gonna be sought after, so I knew I had to email coaches, put highlight tapes together,
Okay.
add coaches on this, like look through directory. So like I did all the like random like that you would think of like oh like this was hitting this whoop like how does he know this guy like how does he
Yeah.
connect?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was doing that and going to ID camps and just trying to knock on the door, like keep every like try to turn every stone and see what I could find, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it was my like I was getting replies, but it was like, oh, come to the ID camp, like we'll look at you. And it probably at the time it was just like, all right, like, let's reply to the kid because we'll know who'll come. Like they're not actually looking at
Hmm.
me. But I was like a firm, like, all right, like I'm gonna go and try and like if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I tried, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and fail. I'm gonna succeed at some point. And my mom like was super supportive of it. Like she was like, "You want to go? Like we'll figure out a way for you to go, you know, and
Hmm.
stuff like that." So then it became my. I got into my senior year, and I started off the season hot, bro. Like I had like out of the first 8 games, like I had like 4 goals, 2 assists, like randomly, like
Okay. So you
I lit,
cooking?
like yeah. I was like, all right, like I've been working the off season, and like I was getting some results, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
like if you just look at the stats, like a coach might look at me, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
funny story. It was like the academy showcase in December, and I had emailed a bunch of coaches and a couple that like had replied to me before, like replied and were like, "Oh yeah, we'll be out there. We'll go check you out." And then there was one game that the coach was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come check you out. Like I'm looking at your goalkeeper for your team." And I was like, "All right, like they're looking at the goalkeeper." Like I was kind of like, "Oh, they're not looking at me, but who knows? Like whatever." So like I ended up balling, bro. Like I ended up just having like one of the best games of my life. Like we lost 3-0. We lost 3-0. Like don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like we lost 3-0, but like I did well and like I think I played the whole game and I was just like I showed a lot of like attitude. Like I knew like people were
Yeah.
watching. So I was like, I'm gonna keep working. Like we're down 3-0. Like I'm gonna keep sprinting after balls because I knew that that was also a thing that coaches wanted to see.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like,
The
you
extra
know,
work.
yeah, like you never know who's looking. Like I'm gonna do what I have to do. So like
Right.
my goalkeeper, like the goalkeeper for the team at the time, like had a really, really bad game. Like unfortunately, like his misfortune was my fortune. So then after the game, like I go like introduce myself to the coach, like make sure he knows face. And then
Hmm.
I go and like he kind of like turns me around and the keeper starts walking over, but he kind of like starts walking away. So like I guess he didn't want to like talk to the keeper. And at that point, like he had told me, he's like, "Yo, I like you. Like blah blah blah. When you come back to LA, let's schedule for you to come take a visit. And
Okay.
I was just like, damn, like I felt sick. Like I was like, damn, I never had that before. Like I never had like
Yeah.
genuine interest. I was more like, all right, like my brother was a volunteer coach at Fullerton at the time. So in my head, I was kind of like, all right, I might be able to go there just off of like connections. Like, oh, my brother's
Yeah.
playing at UC Riverside. Like I might be able to go there at the time. So like everything was kind of like I know somebody, like maybe. But this was like the first, like I had no idea who they were. Like I just reached out and they liked me. Like we'll go take a visit. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Self-made.
yeah, the sad part was like my keeper, like they kind of can like discontinued the conversation between them at the time, but like
Wow.
it worked out for me. So it was
Right.
also like one of those things where it's like you never know who's watching and just do your best and you never know what could happen, so go for it type of thing.
Yeah. 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 Can you name drop the school or where he was coming
Oh,
from?
it was San Jose State.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess were you still in contact with him afterwards?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't think you know this, bro, but I went to San Jose State my first 2 years of college.
Oh, so there you go. Off of one game, boom. First 2 years in San Jose State.
Exactly. So I came back
Okay.
home from the showcase. I like immediately I was like, "Hey coach, like I don't know, you remember me? Like whenever you need, like I'm ready to take a visit, you know?" And it was like they were on winter break at the time. So he was like, "Yo, like I'm in the office. When can you come?" And I was like, "I can come this weekend." And they're like, "All right." So my mom like rented a rental car and was like, "Let's go." So me and my mom just took like a trip to San Jose for the weekend, like left on a
Yeah.
Friday, met with him. We left like Friday, like 5 in the morning, and we met because he told me to meet Friday. So we left Friday morning. We got there like around 1 or 2, and we got there, saw the campus, like a little like proper like unofficial tour,
Hmm.
and then came back and met him, like sat down and talked with him, and we were talking, and he was kind of like oh like oh I like the way he plays. I'm not sure if he's ready yet, yada yada yada. And my mom like my mom was my agent like hella crazy. Like I love telling the story. Like she was kind of like, oh, like we drove hella far. Like, are you gonna offer him or not? Like straight up, she said that. Like
Straight.
straight up, my mom goes like, because he was talking about like, oh, like I used to coach at Bakersfield, and Bakersfield was D2 at the time, and he
Hmm.
was kind of like leaning towards like I could connect you there, and like in my head,
Yeah.
like I was super like my brother went D1, like I know hella homies that went D1, like in my head, like I know like there's not really a difference level and stuff like that, like playing college is a blessing, but in my head, like I had that mentality at the time that was like I want to play D1, like I want that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I went for it, and then my mom like straight up was just like, as soon as he started going off on that little tangent, she was like, "I don't mean to interrupt you, but are you gonna offer him or not? Because if not, like we have a long drive home." And then I look at my mom,
Ooh. Hey, your mom meant no bullshit.
for real, bro. She went like she hit it straight, and I was like, I looked at my mom, and I was like, and then he was like, "No, we're gonna offer him. Like we wouldn't have you come out here if we weren't gonna offer him."
Oh
And then
wow.
like in my head, I was like, in person, I was like, but in my head, I was like, "Oh my god, like this is crazy!"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
living my dream. And then he writes like the offer on the table, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm taking whatever you give me. But I was like, all
Yeah.
right. My mom was like, all right, like, we're gonna think about it, and like, we'll let you know, you know. He's like, oh, are you talking to other schools at the time? And I'm kind of like, my mom like looked at me, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm talking to these schools, like the schools that I know people at. So I was kind of like, all right, like if I tell them that, I know they make contact with those schools, like they
Yeah.
know me, so they're gonna maybe like back me up, you know, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
my brother and like the coach where my brother coaches at, like my brother plays at. I was like, all right, like it could work. So he's like, all right, like, yeah, that's the offer. Like, let us know. And I was like, all right. So then we were hella happy, and my mom didn't want to drive back. So we're like, all right, we got a hotel in San Jose for the night.
Yeah.
That night we go to dinner and we see Giovinco, the from Toronto at the
Yeah.
time. They
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
we saw Giovinco and someone else. And I was like, damn, like, cause I mess with Giovinco heavy. Like, I was like, damn, he's a baller, like a small player. I
Right.
like him, like MVP. So in my head, I was like, damn, like I'm having a good ass day, you know, like I'm doing good. And then go home. My mom's like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I'm taking it." And she was like, "Yeah, but you gotta take your time. Like, you gotta make them seem like maybe they'll give you more." And I was like, "Nah, mom. Like, it's as good as it's gonna get. Like, we taking
Yeah.
that."
Yeah.
So
Hey,
then,
your
like,
mom is real deal your agent though.
hell yeah, bro. Like at the time, I was like, "Damn, like she probably just ruined it." But then, as soon as I heard his reply, I was like, "Damn, like I wouldn't have been so straight up like that." So I'm
Right.
thankful she was there and did that. So then, like the next week, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, I thought about it, and like I love the visit. I love what you guys like could show me. Like,
Yeah.
um, I want to commit." And they're like, "Perfect." Like I committed, and then from there, just did the whole like, all right, now I'm taking an official visit and like
Hmm.
meeting the players that I'm gonna play with next year and stuff like that, and like hanging out with them, and then
Yeah.
it was cool, bro. Like that was definitely one of those like my mom and I always talk about it. Like
Yeah.
that was sick.
Nah, that's a lovely story, bro. And your mom really kind of, assisted you on that. But that's that's the whole point of a parent. Because
Yeah,
imagine you what, like 17 when you're in that meeting. I don't think any 17-year-old is gonna be pressing the head coach, being like, "You gonna offer me?"
yeah, and like I didn't have anything else at the time, so I was kind of like, all right,
Yeah.
I gotta play this damn near perfect, you know? So,
Exactly. And then there's your mom with the assist.
hell yeah,
All right. So you go to San Jose State, right? I'm
yeah,
assuming you go a little early for preseason and all that.
yeah. We
All
go
right.
in July,
Okay.
so after like the end of July for like the first week of August,
Okay.
and yeah, we got straight into it preseason, like fitness test the first couple days,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
into it.
Yeah. So once you got there, did you feel like was there like a little difference in level, or did you feel like you belong right there during the training sessions with your teammates and everything?
I think I was never the kind of player that was like I was a big like role player, you know?
Hmm.
Like I wasn't like the star of my team. I was never like just I was just like, all right, like you know what you're gonna get out of me. Like you're gonna get like maybe
Yeah.
like 7 out of 10 performance every time, you know? Like so I was kind of like, all right. And I wasn't like very athletic at the time. Like I peaked my athleticism hella late, like actually probably my senior year of college. So
Hmm.
freshman year, like I did all the intangibles, like I won every fitness test, like everything, like I was hella good with that, like the stuff that I could control. But when I got there, like the level, it was just physical, bro. And
Yeah.
I did well, like when we came to playing, like we were a possession based team, and I did well. But when it came to like playing other teams, you could tell that like I struggled. But the other part too was like coming on as a sub, like I felt like that kind of hurt me at that level because you're going into the fire, like
Yeah. You gotta just
running, like they're like
yeah.
some of them are like 25, bro. Like, and I was like 18, 19 at the time, so I was like, bro,
Yeah.
like I was ready with what I was ready. I was a good player, but I wasn't to the level at that point. So my
Okay.
freshman year, like it was a definitely an adjusting period. But soccer wise, I think everybody knew like playing, technical ability, decision making, like I was good,
So it was the
like
physical aspect of it all.
100%, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so you were there freshman year and sophomore year. So I guess did you enjoy the time over there at San
My
Jose?
fresh Yeah, my freshman year, I loved it. Like I had a good group of friends. Like what they do at San Jose is like all the athletes that live there, that dorm,
Hmm.
they have their own building. So like fourth floor is like soccer, fifth floor is like women's soccer. Like you're with all the athletes, so it's like an athlete community. So
Yeah,
like
you're on the
I
same
enjoyed it a
time.
lot. Like yeah, I had hella friends, and like
Hmm.
I wasn't playing a lot, but I was at least playing. Like I was traveling. Like I was part of the team.
Yeah,
Like out of the
yeah.
24, 25 guys there, like I was in the 18. So like my
Okay.
freshman, like I wasn't playing every game, but I enjoyed it. Like I was there, like I was experiencing it, and I knew like in my head I was like, all right, like this is college soccer. Like I'm not gonna be playing every game. Like there's guys that have earned their right to play every
Hmm.
game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year came around, and I say probably it's one of the more challenging like times in my career. Like I worked hella hard in the summer. I was like, all right, like I'm ready. Like I came back in again. I was the fittest on the team. Like but like my coach already had like this. I felt like I went to England that summer, and
Hmm.
I played with like a couple teams like academies out there like through like a connection that my homie made, and he was like, "Yo, come with me," and I was like, "All right, I'm down." So like I liked that a lot, and like I did good. But like when I came back, like I felt good, like playing at that level. Like I was doing well. I came back, and then my coach just wasn't messing with me. Like I did everything I could. Like I broke my nose like the third game in, like the third preseason friendly, like
Yeah.
the one that does an exhibition game. I broke my
Yeah.
nose, and then when I came back, like I wasn't even a thought in his head. Like I wasn't even the second guy up, third guy up. Like there was training sessions when I wouldn't even train. But
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, but like I had a lot of good people around me, like a lot of good people to phone to, like a lot of good people to like
Hmm.
keep me motivated and stuff. So I was like, you know what, like I stayed after training. Like I got there early because I knew like because they would tell us a session plan for the week. So I knew like I might not be involved that much. So I would train before, I would train after, I would hit the gym, like I would do everything I could that was in my control.
Yeah.
And like, it kept hurting me that like I wasn't given an opportunity. And like I think if any of my boys from San Jose or like that were with me during that time, like are watching this or hearing this, like they would agree. Like I thought I did enough to earn an opportunity to like
Hmm.
maybe even fail. Like maybe like he was right, you know, but I didn't really get the opportunity. But to this day, I think that was probably one of the biggest blessings in my career because I learned habits that probably made me even better than I would have been if I played that season. like it made my mentality so much stronger, and like it allowed for me to be like, you know what, one opinion isn't the end of the world, you know, like
No, it's just one opinion.
yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
soccer's opinions. Like to this coach, I wasn't good enough to be on the field. But to another
Right.
coach, maybe it was like, all right, like why wasn't he good enough over there? Maybe the style of play, maybe this. So I was like, all right, like I'm gonna do what I can. Season finished. The team actually did really well. So in my head, I was like, you know what, like maybe he was right, maybe he wasn't.
Hmm.
Did well. And when it came to the end of the year, end of the season meetings, like I went up, I talked to him, and I was like, hey, like I want to try my chances in the transfer portal. And he was kind of like, think about it. Like, I know this year wasn't your best year. And like, he kind of told me like, there just wasn't a spot for you this year, you know? But I was kind of like, you kept telling me to work on this and I would work on it. And I felt like I was
Yeah.
getting better, but then it would be
Yeah.
something else. So I was like, all right. And like the assistant coaches messed with me too. Like they liked me. They're like, hey, like I tried talking to him. He just said like this. And I was like, all right, I'll work on that. Like I try to stay as positive as possible. And like, I think
Right.
anything, like they were like, cool. And then he was like, think about it in the spring. I'll let you play the spring. And if you still want to transfer at the end of it, like, let me know. And then it came to the springtime, and I was playing games. Like I was like, hey, like changed up once I told him I want
So
to
it was
leave.
like a full 180.
Yeah, and I
Oh
was just,
wow.
and I was like, I understand. Like less people are there in the spring. You know, some people like the seniors leave.
Yeah.
Some people academically they gotta focus more. But I was kind of like, damn, like nah. So I started like hitting up teams and talking to teams, and I would get like some replies because like I had a good film like that I put together from the games I did play my freshman and
Yeah.
sophomore year. And I would get some interest, but like not really like scholarship or not really like anything where it's like solidified. It's more like, all
Yeah.
right, like we'll see at the end of the year what we have available, or like
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
school's too expensive or something like that. And I was like, even the schools that were too expensive were like, all right, like my mom would tell me like, now we'll make it work. Like there's hella scholarships. Like my mom's the kind of person that like kind of like the same way she instilled in me, like we'll figure it out, you know, like
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
figure it out. Like it might be a little more sacrifice, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So then yeah, like I told him like at the end, like he's like, I want you to stay. Like I think you're gonna play a lot next year. And I was like, nah, like I think like what I went through, I think it's one of those things where you go through it, you learn from it, and you apply it to a different scenario. You apply it to a different
Hmm.
situation. So told him that, and then I started really like looking, and nothing was really
Okay.
popping up. So I was kind of like, damn, like maybe D2. Like I remember like the assistant coach that was there my freshman year, he had hit me up,
Hmm.
and this is something that like this was the reason I didn't want to go D2 because he had told me when he called me and was
Yeah.
like, I want to talk to you about transferring. And I was like, all right. He's like, that you should come to me at Monterey Bay. Like he coaches at Monterey Bay. And I was like, oh, like I messed with him too. Like I liked him a lot. And he was just like, oh, like you gotta be realistic. Like you didn't play, you want to play, right? You love soccer, like you love playing. And I was like, yeah. He's like, you gotta be realistic. Like if I want to coach the national team, you think I could do it right now? No. Like I'm being realistic. Like my coaching opportunities here. Like you gotta find like your. He kept saying, be realistic, be realistic. And in my head, I was like, being realistic is me playing like D1 and like being successful.
Yeah. Bro, I would have been pissed if you was saying
Yeah.
shit like
I told him, I
that.
was like, hey, like, don't. I told him, like, straight up, I was like, hey, don't call me again. Like, I'm a go D1. Like, don't worry about it, you
Yeah.
know. And then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
called my
Yeah.
mom. I called my mom right after, and I was like, mom, I'm a, like, you could tell her, like, she'll come in right now and be like, yeah, he's right. Like, I called her, and I was like, I was pissed. I was like, this fool just told me this. Like, hell no, mom. I work too hard, and like, I'm gonna get what I want, you know.
Yeah. You were hot after that. I would be hot too. Anyone
Yeah,
would be.
I was like, I'm gonna get what I want. Like, no one's gonna tell me what I can get, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I want to achieve this, like, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And then I went home for spring break, and I went to go train with my brother at UCR because he was still training like playing pro and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we were there training and stuff, and like I hit up the coach before I went. I was like, hey, like Tim, because he coached me in academy for like one of the years, so I had a
Hmm.
good relationship with him. Tim Capello, shout out my boy Tim, if you hear me. Um, I went into his office and we talked. I just caught up, and he was kind of asking me like, what was the situation like in San Jose, and I kept it real. I told him everything, you know, and then he was like he just told me he was like, all right, like I wouldn't mind bringing you in, you know, like but I need an answer, and I was like, I'm down, you know. He's like, I can't offer you anything, I can't even offer you a spot, but I do think like you would do well like education wise at UCR, and like the preseason is a good opportunity to earn yourself like a spot. I can't guarantee you a spot, but I know you're gonna work your hardest to earn it. So I it's pretty much a guarantee because I know you're gonna prove yourself, and
Yeah.
you know the team, you know the system, you know the utilities that you need to build, and you know you have your brother as a resource and friends. And I was like, I'm in. Like I knew like that was where I wanted to be, because even when I thought about college soccer, like when I was introduced to D1 college soccer, it was through UC Riverside because my brother, like, the dream I had was built because I would watch them play, and like just watching UCR and like watching them play, like I was like, damn, like there would be some games where I was like, wow, like I want to be in those games, like I like being a fan,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bro, like this is sick, like those
yeah,
games were the ones that made me be like, I want to play college soccer, you know, like.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I was
So off
like,
rip, he said that and you were down right away. You didn't even think
yeah,
about it.
like I had told him I was like, yeah, like I'm in, I'll start the application process.
Oh
Tell me
wow.
what I need to do, and he told me like he's like, all right, do this, blah 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 blah, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I got it. I got in, and I mean, soccer wise, like there wasn't really much to do. I just knew that preseason was gonna be like my trial period, so I just prepared for that.
Okay.
And
So nothing was guaranteed here. So you were leaving San Jose, going to Riverside with not a spot guaranteed.
yeah, pretty
Okay,
much,
so you were going to preseason. That was basically like your trial.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. And how'd that go?
yeah. It was a risk, bro. But like that summer,
Yeah.
I went to go play MPSL, like the summer league in
Hmm.
Seattle, and I did well. Like I built my confidence because I was getting games again.
Right.
Came back home for like the end of July, and I was training my hardest. Like my brother like knew everything that my brother knew that everything that Tim, the coach, like wanted.
Hmm.
He likes him a player and stuff like that, and he helped me with that. And I was like, I did everything I could to be ready, bro. Like there, like
Yeah.
when I went there, I was like, when I went there, I was like, if I don't make it, it has nothing to do with my effort, you know. So like that was one thing that I always told myself. I was
Yeah.
like, if I'm putting in the effort, if I don't make it, I could hold my head high, like
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Because you tried. That's it. You tried.
exactly. Like I wasn't afraid to fail either. Like
Yeah.
if I emailed somebody and they stopped replying, I was like, all right, like it's not like I didn't email them. Like if I
Right.
would have like got an answer, then I would have felt worse.
Right.
So then I went to preseason. I did really well on the fitness test, and then I just kept putting in the work, bro. And he like put me on the team. Well, he didn't tell me I was ever on the team, but like when he sent like a list one time, like my name was on the list with
Hmm.
the number, like with the jersey number.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm on the team, dog. Like, you know,
Wait. So
like
that was when then? That was like going into the exhibition games.
yeah, that was like going into the
Okay.
exhibition. And so he sent the list and was like, my name had a number. So I was like,
So he never even like told you, hey, like congratulations, like you on roster. He just sent that shit and was like, you won.
yeah. So I was like,
All
cool.
right.
So like the first exhibition game, I didn't like I played like 10 minutes maybe.
Hmm.
And I was like, all right. And the second exhibition game, I didn't play. And keep in mind, like I'm a junior at the time. So there's
Yeah.
freshmen and sophomores that are playing hella and like being a focus. And I was kind of like, damn, like maybe like that was kind of like during those exhibition games and stuff, like the trainings where I wasn't involved. Again, I was kind of like, damn, maybe like I kind of thought to myself like, damn, maybe like I'm not that good, you know?
Yeah. You start doubting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, like I was kind of like,
Yeah.
damn, like maybe it's done, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just kept training, kept working hard, and then he calls me into the office before the season actually starts, and he was like, "Hey, like, um, it's not set in stone yet, but I'm thinking about redshirting you." And I was like, "Nah, bro, like,
Damn.
I was like, what the hell?" Like, I was like, okay, like, obviously, I wasn't gonna be like, nah. I was like, you gave me an
Yeah.
opportunity to play soccer, like, whatever you want, like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work my ass off, like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be like, no, no, like, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like, I trust you. Like, you gave me a second opportunity. Like, I'm never gonna go against you.
Yeah.
So I go home, I tell my family, I'm like, damn, my brother's like, maybe that's the best thing for you, bro. Like, you gotta like come here, like you're gonna be older next year, so like it's your junior. Like he was kind of seeing the positive. My family was kind of like you could trust him, like he cares about you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the season goes on, and like I'm doing hella good at practice because like I accepted it, and I was like, I don't care anymore. Like I know what my result is. Like I'm gonna redshirt, I'm not gonna play. So these
Mhm.
trainings are my games. Like I'm just gonna give it my
You
all.
gotta go hard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I had nothing to lose at the point. So like, and I was like, fine. Like I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna
Right.
hang on. Like I'm gonna play my game. Like if he doesn't like it, and like the coach gets mad at me and my teammates get mad at me, it's okay. Like I already know I'm not gonna play. Like what else can you take away
Yeah.
from me?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So then they lose like the team loses. We lose like the first 6 games of the season,
Hmm.
and I'm like, damn. Like I'm kind of like I like I'm kind of thinking like maybe I get a chance like randomly, you know. So
Yeah.
then we take a Bay Area trip to Berkeley and Pacific. And then I'm chilling, like, I think I'm taking a nap. And then my boy that I was rooming with at the time wakes me up. He's like, yo, yo, yo. And I was like, what, dog? And he was like, you're on the roster, bro. You're traveling. And I was like, you're not funny, bro. Like what the fuck? And I'm like, you're not funny, bro. And he was like, nah, dead ass. So I checked my phone. I'm on the roster. And then I call my mom and my brother. I'm like, hey, bro, like, I'm on the roster. Like, do I text him? I think he made a mistake. Like, So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Right,"
yeah.
you know, like, and here, like, I was like, what if I play like only like 5 minutes? Like, I'm done. Like, my red shirt year's done, you
Then
know?
you lose your red shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like, I was like, my mom was like, nah, like, you wanted to play, right? Like, maybe he's gonna play you. And the whole point he told me was like, as an example to like show the guys that like, all right, like, things are gonna happen if you work hard, like if you're doing well, like, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You get rewarded.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna play. Like, I wasn't gonna play. So we played against Pacific on a Friday. I didn't play, but I wasn't mad. I was kind of like, I know like why I'm here. I know I'm here to like be like a statement.
Yeah.
And then we played Berkeley on a Sunday, and I'm like Berkeley, like Pac-5, like Pac-10, like I'm not playing, like you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm kinda like
yeah.
I'm loose, like I'm having fun. And then our like one of our center mids at the time, like he actually plays for Galaxy now, Daniel Aguirre. He's good, bro, baller. And that
Oh
game,
wow.
like, we weren't doing well, and they took him out. But I guess like he had an attitude at the time. And like the day before, another guy on our team had an attitude. So then when it came time to sub them out, our coach didn't want to put that guy in. So he was like, Ronaldo. And I was like, what? I was like,
Oh
yo,
wow.
I was like, this can't be real. Like, there's no
Right.
way, you know? Like, I was like, no way, bro. Like in my head too, I was like, damn, if I play, like my year's done. You know, like what if I
Yeah,
do bad?
yeah.
Like, I was thinking a million thoughts, bro. And then I kind of like I go like he tells me before, he's like, hey, and like this is the best advice anybody could have given me at the time. Cause like I had a million thoughts in my head. My coach grabs me by the shoulder. He's like, just have fun. Like, he's like, just have fun. And I was like, thanks. All right. Like I could do that, you know? Like
Right,
I could
right,
do
right.
that. And I was like, all right. So my coach, like, he'd be like, just have fun, like enjoy yourself, simplify it for yourself, you know? Like
Hmm.
don't go 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Do what you do best. And I was like, all right, like what I do best is like I like the ball on my feet, like I keep it. I'm fine with going backwards just to connect the pass.
Yeah.
I was doing that and I felt good. And like, bro, I balled, dog. Like I balled, bro. Like I did hella good, and like we ended up tying Berkeley. Like it was a 0-0 game. We tied, but like that was a good tie for us because that was the first point on the road, and it was like a tough game against like a
Yeah,
big team.
Berkeley's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it was like a moral. That was like a moral win. We didn't win, but it was a moral win.
Right, right, right,
Like, we
right.
get back to the thing, and I'm kind of like, damn, like, am I gonna keep playing? Like, or like,
Right.
I gotta play. Like my red shirt is done now.
Right, right, right.
And like this is one of like the best like feel good moments I had definitely in my career. Like we were in the locker room before the next training session, and our coach is just like, yo, like good win, like good tie this weekend, guys. Like we built off of that, and he just gave me like a shout out. He was like, before the year started, like I told Ronaldo he was in a red shirt, you know, came with the right attitude. He sacrificed himself for the team, like, and like he has this big saying called "earn not given."
Yeah.
So he kind of just shouted me out, like kind of being like an example of that and taking
Yeah.
advantage of opportunities, staying ready, and like I'm sure like it was just like a message to help the team and players understand that. But to me, like it meant a lot because I was like that opportunity is what I didn't get my sophomore year.
Hmm.
So like getting it my junior year at a new school that I took the risk on and did that, like it
Yeah,
meant a
yeah, yeah.
lot to get at least like some gratification, you know? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He gave
I
you
was
your
like,
flowers in front of everyone.
yeah, bro. So like I stayed really humble about it, but like in my
Hmm.
head I was kind of like, man, like that makes me just like want to keep doing more because I hope like the next guy on my team follows the lead. Like, because there's
Yeah.
guys like I would train at night, like they'd pull up with me and train with me at night, you know? So I was
Hmm.
like,
You set
bro,
an
like
example, basically.
yeah, if they keep staying ready, like they're gonna get that chance too, and I hope they ball like I did, or I hope they do even better, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So like it was cool to get my flowers, but it was also like more motivating. Like, all right, like this is the formula. Like I'm gonna keep doing it, you know?
Yeah, you setting the standard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
bro.
that year we ended up winning the championship, like the Big West Conference for the first time in
Hmm.
school history. And bro, it was like the coolest feeling in the world. Definitely like the top moment in my career. Like it was one of those. Like I even captioned my IG like, "This is the result of having to be realistic," because like that's all I thought about.
Ooh, a little shot at the D2 coach.
Yeah, because I was kind of like, damn, like my realistic is like what I know I can make real. Like that was like winning and like it was cool, bro. Like my grandma was there and like my family was there and like I was just
Yeah,
like, damn,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like it was
Yeah, nah, that's
what
blessed,
was
bro. Hey, we love being petty too, though. Any
yeah,
moment.
bro. You gotta throw some shit here and there.
Of course. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that shit. I'm gonna go find that shit. All right, so you win conference for the first time in school history. So what was the next goal? This is your junior year. You still got one more year left.
Yeah, so we lost in the first round of Pacific in the tournament,
Hmm.
but like there was a lot of like things that like were tough because that was like the brush fires in the Bay Area at the time. So like we had to
Okay.
travel up and down and
Hmm.
no excuses, but like we lost and then we just started building for next year. and yeah, like just trying to like be a leader of the team as much as I could. Like we were figuring that out, like
Hmm.
our our spring season, like who the leaders are, who's gonna be like our captain and stuff like that. So I tried my best to like just be an example and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And yeah, and like I just try to earn my way into like more success with the coach, and it was cool, bro. Like UCR is one of those places where like you're a family, like you're a community. So like our success, like other people like loved it, and it was just
Yeah.
like it was cool, bro. And then got into the summer, and I played PDL or USL League Two for OCSC U23.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my prep for the senior year, and we
Hmm.
did well. Like you know how USL League Two is like just a lot of players from different places playing,
Yeah.
and then met cool people, met some good players, played with some ballers, and then got into my senior year. My senior year, we had a really good team, super talented. Um, like we started off really hot. We were like ranked 14 in the nation. Like we were balling, bro.
Damn.
And then we just kind of like a couple results didn't go our way, and then things just kind of like just didn't come out to be how we wanted them to.
Hmm.
And then we got into conference play, and like I'm playing, I'm doing well, I'm starting most games, and like it's probably like the most minutes I got in any year. Like I was consistent, like consistently either starting or playing,
Okay.
and doing well.
Where were you
And
playing at? What position?
I was playing like a winger, bro. It's
Okay.
probably my
So
worst
you,
position. Definitely my worst position, like in soccer. But
that's your
like,
worst position,
yeah, bro.
and they had you playing there your senior year?
Yeah, but like
Oh
at the time,
wow.
I'm a like I was a very different player back then. Like
Hmm.
I wasn't like strong or anything, so like I couldn't play it. Like I play right back now, but I couldn't play right back then because like I still wasn't athletic, you know? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it wasn't to my athletic peak. And then basically, yeah, we had a chance to make playoffs my senior year, like in one game, but we lost that game, and we ended up like the season ended there. We didn't make playoffs, and like immediately my focus turned to going pro. Like first of all, like my whole goal, like growing up, was I just want to play college soccer because I thought it was hella cool, you know? Like
Yeah. 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 You seen your brothers do it?
yeah, and then I
Yeah.
was just like, and then I was kind of like I saw people going pro, and like I was like I could do it, you know? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I'm gonna try, you know? So
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
uh exit like the end of season meetings with my college with Tim, my coach at UCR.
Hmm.
And I had a really good relationship with him. Like he's like family to me and my family. Like super great guy. Like
Hmm.
got a lot of love for him. So and I trust him. So I went up to his office and I was just like, "Hey, coach, like, um, I'm thinking about going pro and like or trying to go pro. Like thinking about going pro. Like I didn't have a chance, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get drafted or something." I go into the office and I'm like, "Hey, coach, like I want to try the pro route. Like maybe like do combine and stuff like that. I just want to hear your opinion if you
Yeah.
think it's worthwhile for me, you know." And he said something that like my mom loved. Like she always brings it up whenever I do anything. She
Hmm.
was just he just said like if you would have told me when you were in college that you were gonna play D1, I would have told you you couldn't. If you would have told me that when you weren't playing at San Jose and you wanted to transfer here, I would have told you no way. Like if you would have told me that you were gonna play PDL, that you were gonna like earn a scholarship after walking on here, like I would have told you no, you know, like a lot of things you
Yeah.
did, like I wouldn't have believed you or told you to even try it, but you're gonna do what you want, man. Like
Yeah.
no matter what I say, I could tell you no, like you're still gonna do it. I think you want me, like he basically said, I think you want me to say no because it'll give you more motivation, you know?
Yeah. That's a
Right.
good point.
He kind of just told me like whatever you want to do, like you're gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
like whatever he says, like it really doesn't matter, you know? So like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if I think I could do it, that's all that matters. And I was kind of like, you're right. Like that was exactly what I needed to hear. Like whatever
Hmm.
I set my mind to, I could do, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not afraid to try. So I I dropped out. I finished the fall quarter and then I dropped out. Like I was like, I'm gonna go to combines, I'm gonna try the pro route.
Yeah.
And so I did. This was 2019, finished school and then got to winter quarter. And winter quarter is a lot more lenient. So I was like, all right, like I'll take at least like one class online. So I took like a Spanish class online, but I left to go live in Napa Valley because I got like an MPSL offer there to live there
Okay.
and play MPSL. So I was like, why not? Like it's a good opportunity. And like I had been told that I was gonna be able to go try out with a team in Mexico called Venados de Yucatan. And I was like, all right, like the coach has a good connection with the MPSL coach. Like this came out of the Path to Pro Combine.
Okay.
So like I did really well there and I got some looks. And then I did like preseason with some teams like Loudoun United. I did preseason, but nothing ever came out. Like I just wasn't good enough at the time. Or maybe I
Yeah.
was good enough, but like again, like I didn't fit.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like my realistic goal is probably playing in Mexico because it fits my style of play better. And
Okay.
then I took a big risk because like my mom was pissed that like I dropped out, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because you were close too, right? You had how many
Yeah,
more semesters left?
I just had 2 quarters left at the time.
Oh,
So like, I would
yeah.
have been done. I would have been done on time. And then
Yeah.
I was like, nah, like I'm gonna get it done eventually. Like, you know, my mom was like, nah, like my mom was pissed, like pissed, but she was like, all right, like you better figure something out, you know?
Yeah, this is your decision, so you got to make it work now.
Yeah. So I was like, all
Right.
right. So then it goes into that time and it hits like March, it hits like February, and then I'm like, all right, like I'm going to Mexico and I'm going to Mexico in April, end of April and May, and then March hits and COVID hits.
And it just pauses everything.
Yeah, and like I had to go home from Napa because the season ended, so they weren't gonna pay my rent anymore. So I went
Yeah.
home, and then I was like, I hit up the coach from Mexico, and he was like, nah, like bro, like we're not playing games, like we're not gonna bring an international, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like yo, I'm done, you know? Like I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
like I really
And this
like
was out of your control too.
yeah. So I started hitting up like every USL team, like emailing, but they're like, we're not bringing anybody in, like we don't even know when the season's gonna start up again, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, bro, like this was like kind of like not panic mode, but I was kind of like, damn, like just like that, like like I fucked up. Like I could have been in school right now, you know? Like
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like I was kind of like second guessing everything. I was like, damn, like there's no doors open, you know?
Yeah.
So then I re-enrolled for the spring quarter. So like the winter I
Okay.
took off to take the Spanish class, re-enrolled for the spring, and then like things got up again like that spring, but like there wasn't really anything available for me at the time.
Hmm.
So then fast forward to 2021, like the beginning of 2021. I was just training at the time, like
Okay.
training, trying to find opportunities, like what everybody else was doing during that time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Same
yeah.
fit. And then 2021 hits, and I do like the next season comes, and I do the combine route again. Blah blah blah. Nothing's working out. I got like a NISA team that's looking at me, and they offered me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this combine, and I'm gonna see what's up. So then I go to the combine with my brother, and like in my head, I was kind of like, damn, like school first now, you know?
Yeah.
And I go to this combine because one of my best friends, Noah Fuzon, he's on Forward Madison FC. He's
Hmm.
on Forward Madison. He's like, yo, like they're doing an open trial. Like I'll tell the coach to like actually look at you, you know? And I was like, bro, it's expensive. Like it'll cost money because I had to fly to Chicago. The
Yep.
combine cost money. So I was like, bro, like this might be the last one I do because I don't got money like that to be spending on
Yeah.
what ifs, you know?
Oh, yeah. I hear
So
that.
he's like, just go, bro. Trust, like, you know, you're good enough. You know, it's just like, I'll tell him to look at you, like, for real. And I was like, all right. So me and my brother go, and he puts in a good word for us with the coach. And when we get there, like, I'm hella scared of flying, bro. Like, I hate flying.
Really?
I panic. Yeah, like, I just get like, I don't know why. Like, I've never had anything bad happen while flying, but I just get like this, I'm not in control type of vibe.
Okay.
And when we're on the way to Chicago, there's a snowstorm.
Oh, so
There's
you
a
miserable.
there's a snowstorm, and then the pilot goes like, "Hey, we're running out of gas, so uh, we're gonna land in somewhere in Wisconsin." And
What?
I was like I'm panicking. Like my brother's like, "Hey, relax, bro. Like, ooh, like if they weren't in control, like, they wouldn't have made that announcement." And I was like, you know, so we landed like I don't know where we land. We landed somewhere like either Wisconsin or Milwaukee. We landed in Milwaukee, so we're like far from where we gotta be. Like
Yeah.
we're supposed to Chicago and then drive an hour. So
Hmm.
now we landed in Milwaukee, and like it's like 3 hours away. And I tell my brother, I'm like, yo, I'm done. Like, like, like this is gonna be pointless. Like we're gonna go, they're gonna be like, oh, like you're not what we're looking for,
Hmm.
and then fly back home. So my brother's like, well, what do you want to do, bro? Like my brother's really chill. So he's like, whatever you want to do. I'm like, and they're like, all right. So we pay for an Uber all the way from Milwaukee to wherever we're supposed to be, and that was like probably like $300. So then I'm like, damn,
Holy
like, 300
shit.
bucks, $300, the combine, the flight. And I'm like, bro, like we're spending so much money, like the flight thing, because we could have got back on the flight, but we don't know when it was going to get back on and go to Chicago.
Right, right, right. You don't want to
We
miss
had,
the combine and
yeah,
everything.
we had training the next morning, so we are like, bro,
Hmm.
like, so we just did the Uber, we got to the hotel, and then the ball, bro, like,
Yeah.
I play D mid, and like that's my favorite position, playing the six.
Hmm.
and I balled, bro. Like I played really well. Like thankfully, like at this combine, like I had a good team around me as well, which is like the issue sometimes at combines. Like maybe the players around you like aren't that good, so it's hard to
Right.
combine. But I had a good team around me. I think like 3 or 4 of us that were on that team got invited to preseason. So then
Okay.
from that, I got invited to preseason. Um, got to preseason. There was another team looking at me as well, and I try to use it as like leverage. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got preseason from them. Like, if you're willing to offer, like, I'll take the offer, you know. And they're like,
Right.
nah. So I had to make a decision between the two, but I definitely thought Madison was more interested because they knew nothing about me. They just see me at that combine, so I was
Hmm.
like a brand new player to them. This other team like
Right.
had known me a little bit, so
Right.
like I had to go above and beyond to prove myself. This team was like, okay, like they like what they saw, and now I got to build off of that.
Right.
So then I go to preseason, and it's hella far from home, bro. Like Madison, like to LA, like super far.
Yeah.
And during COVID, like we couldn't interact with the players. So my boy that was on the team, like I couldn't like hang out with them after practice or before practice. It was just training. We had to train with mask on. Like it
Oh
was crazy.
wow. And then so you basically isolated afterwards too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh
So it was
wow.
crazy, bro. Like we were in the hotel, like you gotta stay in like yeah, like they told you to stay in your room. Like we would go walking and like go to the market and stuff like that, but you're
Hmm.
supposed to stay in your room for the most part. And yeah, bro, like I was there for 2 weeks. I played the six, and then we played against Chicago Fire. Like that was like the first like game, like a week and a half in. Like we played Chicago Fire,
Yeah.
and I started. I did good. We lost, but I played well. Like I played the six. I felt
Hmm.
like I was really good on the ball, but I did see like I was like, dang, like defensively, like I struggled. So I kind of like we got to the next day. We trained the next day like a recovery session, and then we
Hmm.
had a training like Friday or something, and that was when they made the first cuts. And in my head, I was like, man, like I'll get cut.
Hmm.
Like I did good, but not enough for them to keep me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then we go and I go sit down with them and they're like, hey, like we thought you did really well. Like I was good on the ball. Like I was good on the ball. Like I was distributing well. Like I was confident on the ball even against like an MLS team.
Yeah, the fire. Yeah.
But defensively, like I couldn't cover ground how I wanted to. Like I couldn't like at lower level maybe, but like at that level, like I wasn't able to cover ground defensively as a six.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, like I understand that and that, but he was like, and I was kind of like, all right, that's it. Like they're gonna tell me
They're
to
gonna
go home.
cut you. Yeah.
Yeah, I had cut people before they talked to me, you know?
Yeah. So it's just leading up. You think you next.
I was like, damn, like look how it suck. Like, okay. And then they're like, oh, you're gonna play right back. And I was like, I played right back maybe like growing up, like a little bit like in club, but I said no, like I know, but like when he asked me, like, yeah, I play right back, like I'm like, yeah, I love it, you know? I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Like,
Whatever, whatever they want.
they're like, well, we only have one right back right now. Like we think like the coach was a really good coach, Carl Craig. He knew my strengths. Like I'm good playing out the back and I have a good motor on me. Defensively, like I'll be able to compete like on the side because it's like a more 1v1 battle than as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
six.
Smaller space out there too. Hmm.
Yeah. So I think he figured out my strengths and he was like, I want to try out right back for next week, you know? We're
Yeah.
playing 11 next. And yeah, so they only have one right back right now, and we're looking for another one if you want to try out there. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, like I'm down. So I stay like another week, and like people are getting cut. Like my roommate at the time, like that was at the hotel, like he got
Yeah.
cut. So like
Oh shit.
slowly, but like we came into preseason with like maybe like 18 trialists. So slowly but surely, like it hurt me, bro, because like I would see like people's dreams, like damn, you know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get cut like that.
yeah, and like it would be sometimes they would get cut like after a training session. So I was like, bro, everything matters. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything matters. And like the crazy part was like the people that were already signed, like you could tell like they were looser, like they make a mistake, brush it off,
Yeah, it was
you know?
less pressure obviously because they guaranteed a spot.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like this is very like tough to perform at. Like
Yeah.
I would tell Benny, bro, like I called Benny every day there. Like I was like, bro, like I kind of lost the ball at this time. Like I don't know if they're thinking about it, you know, like just
Yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
like you know, like you think like, oh, do I shake the coach's hand after practice? Like, okay, no one did it, but like I want to be different. Oh, maybe that's trying too hard. Like you think about everything, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You overanalyze everything.
Yeah. So then we got to, and I right back, like I felt good. Like in my head, I was like, I have nothing to lose. Like I never played right back professionally, like or even at a high level. Like I did it like maybe like scrimmages and like friendlies, but like never at a high level. So I was like, I have nothing
Right.
to lose. So then the right back had trouble with his visa at the time. So I was starting against Indy 11, and bro, I fought dog
So
like I
every
don't know,
game, there's a
bro.
constant trend, man. Every game that matters, you going crazy.
Bro, like, nah, there's a lot of games where it mattered. I just haven't told you about those. I was telling you the good things. But so like against Indy 11, I ball and I'm like, damn, like hell yeah. And then we go the next day recovery session and then talks to us and I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna get signed, like hell yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like I did hella good. Like everybody on the team was like, bro, like are you a right back? And I was like, yeah, you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, for sure.
I thought, of course, you know, yeah, you know. So
Right.
then I'm like, I'm gonna get signed and stuff. And like my boys like telling me like, oh, in the group chat, like they said they like this, you know. So I was
Mhm.
like, cool. And then he tells me he's like, oh, I want to see more of you. And I'm like, I don't like. I was like, damn, bro, like that's tough to like keep performing at that level to get a spot, you know.
Right, right.
Next game's against Sporting Kansas City.
Oh
So in
shit.
my head, I'm like, damn, bro, like this is gonna be like Indy 11 was really good, but
Right.
now I'm thinking like, bro, I'm going against like
It's a
damn,
real MLS team, bro.
yeah, and like they're in preseason too, so and like they're closer to their season than we are to ours, so they're
Right.
like throttle, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that's fine. And then I even called Benny. I'm like, bro, like I think I'm gonna put pressure on them. Like, hey, I have another like line, you know. I'm gonna be like, hey, I have another team looking at me. Like, I need an answer, you know. And then
Yeah.
like, don't do that. And I was like, yeah, I know, like I can't, you know. Like, so then we go to KC and like again, like after that Indy 11 game, more people got cut. So now it's like, all right, like they had signed like 3 already that were at Charles that they had already signed them.
Okay.
So they're like, so they moved out of the hotel and got into the housing.
Yeah.
So now it's like me, a goalie, and like another guy that are still on trial in the hotel. So like slowly but surely, like there's less rides back to the hotel, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's less childless, like the locker room is getting emptier, like, and you're kind of like, bro, like this is exactly where you dream to be. It's up to you to fuck it up or not, you
Yeah,
know?
literally, literally.
Every day, like I would just overthink everything, like, bro, like if I didn't sleep all that night, I'm like, dude, I'm fucked, like you're going crazy, like in your head.
Not because it's a high stress environment though. I mean, you can't blame yourself.
Yeah, bro, like it's crazy, and like that's where having a support system and having like good people around you like goes a
Hmm.
long way, bro.
For
So
sure.
then we play against Sporting KC and we scored first, bro. Like early, like a random goal, like a random like all right, bomb behind. Like I guess they didn't track the runner. We scored, played across, we scored, and I'm like,
And you starting at right back this game?
yeah, I'm starting at right
Okay.
back, and so I started every like preseason game at
Okay.
6, 2 at right back, and then we had like another one, but like those were like just like like not inter squad, but like maybe a local team that they put together to play
Yeah,
us, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Just some run.
So then we scored first, so that the game kind of in my head, I'm like, all right, like I'm defensive first, no matter what now, because we scored
Right.
already. Because other
Right.
times, like I should be more dynamic, go up and down the line, maybe like put myself in a vulnerable position because of it. So I'm like, all right, now I'm locking down, and like, bro, like I'm locking down, like I'm getting into tackles, and like that's all my, I could tell that's all my coach wanted, because he signed one kid like off of like basically like he even told us he was like when he had his meeting to sign, he asked him like, oh, why do you think I signed you? And then the kid was like, oh, maybe because like I was working hard, and this is like, no, because when he came to there was a guy like Alvaro, someone that was a number 10 for Chicago Fire at the time, played at Madrid. He was a really good player. He was like, you cracked them early on. He's like early on, like, you weren't scared. You got up and you kicked the ball away. He's like, I like that attitude, you know. So he
Oh
signed him up.
wow.
So I was like, all this coach wants me to do is battle, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Play hard.
He knows I'm not the biggest. He knows I'm not gonna win balls in the air, but like if I get stuck in, like he's gonna love it. So I was
Yeah.
just getting stuck in, like bro, I was biting and I was getting lucky. Like I was biting and like putting a good tackle in, you know?
Yeah.
Like he would have took a touch out and like he would have beat me, but like I got lucky. Like I was having a good day, like getting into
Hmm.
stuck in. And then after the game, this is probably like the sickest moment ever, bro. Like after the game, we win. We're in the locker room. The captain goes like, "Hey, the coaches want to see you in the locker room." And I'm like, "All right, like this is decision time." So they sit me down and they're like, well, like kind of like being like super serious. And I'm like, bro, maybe they're gonna cut me. Like I did good, but
Yeah,
like
you
they're
didn't know what the vibes were. Yeah.
and they're like blah blah, and then they offer me, and I was like, and they're like blah blah, like here's the number. I want you to consider it with your family, you know. And I was like, nah, like I'm taking it. Like I want to be here.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, hell yeah, mate. Like that's what I want to hear, you know. And I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
like I was like, let's do it. Like I appreciate it. Like I'm super excited. Like let's get to work. Like bam, like got to the room. Everybody knew like kind of like it was either gonna sign or not. So I came back to the locker room and everybody's kind of like, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Everybody was just showing love, like, cause it was like a good group. Like when you spend preseason
Yeah.
together, you get hella close. And like
Yeah.
everybody, that was the cool part. Like everybody was hella happy for me, and like every time a childless got signed, like I was happy for them. Like I was never like a hater, you know. I
Hmm.
was I was like, hell yeah, like that's tight. Like I want people to do well. So like when it came to me doing well, like I felt the love and like I called my mom, like I started crying, I called my brothers and I was like, hell yeah, like I did that shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You made that happen.
Yeah, it was cool, bro. And like I was super thankful. Like shout out, like thank God, you know, like
Yeah,
just being
yeah, yeah.
able to do that, bro. And like it was definitely like a dream come true and like for sure one of the better moments of my life, man.
And how was the time over there, that season and
Bro,
everything? So you made it, and now you got to lock in.
yeah, bro. Like it was definitely like it was cool, bro. It was one of those things where you're just like it's everything you dreamed of, man. Like you're traveling, you're
Hmm.
training, everything's serious. Like it's pro, bro. Like it's what you dream of as a kid. And like Forward Madison was a really well run organization. Like the city was like kind of small, kind of big, and the people loved it, bro. Like probably the best fan base in the USL League One. Like just great place to be, bro. And like I loved it. The
Hmm.
coach cared about me. I started off, I played a lot, and then the right back got healthy, like the original right back.
Right.
The 30-year-old, his name is Pato Diaz, Christian Pato Diaz, and like he played in Liga MX. Like he had a really good resume. So when he came in and was healthy, like he kind of took over,
Yeah.
and it hurt me a lot. It hurt me a lot because obviously I'm a competitor, you know. But at the same time, I was also like, you know what, like I never even thought I'd be here. Take it with a
Right.
grain of salt. Like learn as much as I can. So
Yeah.
I definitely like learned so much from him, and like I had known him before because he knew my brother because
Hmm.
he's from like Palmdale, Antelope Valley out here in SoCal. So like somehow he knew my brother, my oldest brother, and like, he kind of took me under his wing, like treated me like a little bro, and like it was like bittersweet because obviously like man, you want to play, you want to help the team win,
Yeah. He's taking your minutes basically.
yeah. But at the same time, like I was like, you know what, like I'm a rookie, first year, like just gotta take it for what it is, you know, like
Yeah, 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 for sure.
enjoy it. So it was definitely like one of those experiences you're like, man, like this is the coolest thing in the world, bro. Like it's everything you dreamed of. Like I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to, but like I was part of it, and like it was one of those things where like you tell your homies back home, and it's like it's something like you're proud of, you know.
Yeah, of course. It's a very proud moment, bro, for you and your family.
And like my debut, bro, like so we debuted in Tucson, so that's like the closest. That was the closest game at the time to my family.
Hmm.
So like it was like I got signed like the week before, so like no one knew like to book flights or anything.
Right.
So my brother and Benny drove to Tucson. My mom, my stepdad flew out, and bro, like they were there for my debut, and it was like I played good. Like I started the first game of the season, like we tied 1-1, but I played like 85. I think I cramped in the last minute. It's hella hot in Tucson, hella hot, bro. But then after the game, like I gave my jersey to my mom, and like
Oh, that's love.
that was my first jersey with like my name on it and anything like that. Like
Hmm.
even when I walked in the locker room and saw it hanging, I was like, bro, like I'll take a picture. Like this shit was tired, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you got to, bro.
and then I gave my jersey to my mom. Like it was the day before Mother's Day too, so it was like cool, bro. Like it was like
Oh,
one of those,
timing is perfect.
yeah, like everything I wanted, everything like I had dreamed of at that moment, like I was able to do, and my mom loved it, and having my brother there and Benny, like it was cool, bro. Like I really really
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, she got that jersey hanged up somewhere in the house or hung up
Yeah,
in the
she,
house somewhere.
she has it hanged up, and she wants me to like whenever I get a place for myself, like she wants me to put in like an office. And I was like, all right. I
Okay.
was like, hopefully, you know.
I feel you. So, how long were you at Forward Madison for?
Just 1 year, bro. One
Okay.
year. I left early. I had a lot of things going on with my family. I
Hmm.
left like, probably like a month and a half early.
Okay.
I had stuff going on and just unfortunate events,
Hmm.
and that definitely was challenging, bro. Like
Hmm.
I had everything I ever wanted, like everything I ever dreamed of, everything I worked for. Like I graduated college when I was over there because I finished it online because of COVID.
Oh, word. Okay.
So like it was a lot of big moments in my life that were spent over there, and
Hmm.
like the game got taken not got the game got taken away from me. Yeah, the game got taken away from me, bro. Things out of my control, and
Yeah.
definitely tough mentally, bro. And came home and just hard times, bro. Hard
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah. So, how did you, I guess, get back into trying to find a club?
Um, so at that time, like the end of the season to the end of the season, so like that was like I came home. I think January, February, March. I came home maybe like the what's the like September-ish.
Okay.
So there's still like October left, like most of September and then October. So in
Hmm.
November the off season started again. I just stayed low during those 2 months. Like
Okay.
I didn't really want people to know like what was going on with me. Like
Yeah.
it was like a lot of stuff, bro, a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and it was just breaking me down. And like I was just kind of like, you know what, like I'm gonna try, I'm gonna work hard, but I think like it's just not there for me anymore. You know, like my
Yeah.
grandma had passed away during the time, and that was my like my best friend, bro, like my rock.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
definitely that happening, like it just kind of took a lot of like ganas, like a lot of like the want away from me,
Mm-hmm.
and that, but like soccer is just so important to me, bro. And like I kind of learned it during that time. Like everything was going bad, but when I went to train, like that didn't exist. Like whenever like I needed some, when everything was changing, like the one thing constant was the game. You know?
Yeah. I mean, bro, that's your sanctuary, bro. You go out there and your mind is just free. You just be thinking about the ball.
Exactly, bro. So that time definitely taught me, like, you know what, like I really do love this shit. You know, like I
Yeah.
really like love this more than anything. Like, you know, like it was just like, why am I punishing myself type of thing? You know? So
Yeah.
um, the new year hit, and just I went through a lot, bro. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, bro. Like I know it's kind
Facts.
of cliche, but I like just, like turn to God, turn to my family. Like again, bro, the support system. Like surround yourself with good people, and like that's when
Yeah.
I learned the most, bro. Like I learned the most. Like life will humble you super fast. Life will humble you super fast. Nothing's yours, bro. You know. So I was like, you know what? I got back into, like I was always training just because like I needed it, bro. Like without it, like I would have gone crazy, you know.
Yeah. 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 Good outlet.
So then I hit up USL team, somewhere interested, but I wasn't a priority. So it was just a waiting
Mm-hmm.
game for a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a couple offers from like NISA teams and just NISA teams, bro. And like some looks from like Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but just like the money wasn't good, or like the opportunity was maybe not the best project, you know?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And like I told myself, I was like, you know what, like I guess what I want is for me to end on my terms. So having these offers but saying no was kind of like, okay, like I'm ending on my terms.
Yeah.
Time kept going by, and I was like, damn, like it's done. Like it hurt, like it hit, you know. So I was kind of like, damn, more and more, just like there's no positive anymore, you know. I was
Yeah.
down, and then um, my brother had hit me up. My brother was like, hey, there's a game coming up. Like some guy, like he's putting together a game for like a team that's coming to Mexico. Did you go play? And I was like, nah, bro, like I'm good. Like that weekend I had a Sunday League tournament. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was playing Sunday League, so I was getting like cashed out pretty well, you know, like that was where I was making my money.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, come on, bro, I already told him you're in, like just get in, you just go, you know? And I was like,
Yeah.
nah, and my dad, like I don't really like talk to him about soccer much, like, you know? But we were talking, and he was like, hey, I know this guy, and I was like, bro, is that the same thing? You know? So I was like, all right, I told my bro, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go play, like I'll do it, you know?
Right.
It's kind of like I'll go play. So I went to go play, bro, and the thing was so unorganized. Like I got there like an hour early, and like nothing was set up. Like the people that were running it got there like 10 minutes before. And I called my brother. I was like, "Yo, I'm leaving, bro." Like this, like the players were there, the people that were running it weren't there. The field was
Yeah.
locked. Like I was like, "Bro, I'm leaving." And he was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "No one's here." He's like, "All right, bro, you could dip." And I was like, "Get ready to dip." It's me and my other homie too. So as I get ready to dip, um, as I get ready to dip, like the people start showing up. I was like, all right, I'll stay. Like, I'm already here. Like, I already drove. Like, I'm not gonna, you know. And
Right.
my brother's like, I'll give you gas money, bro. Like, my bad for like inviting you, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, they got here, so I play, bro, and I just play like for fun. Like, I don't care about this, you know. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna play hard because like I respect the game a lot, but like whatever they have to offer, I'm probably gonna just go home, you know.
Yeah.
So I ball up, I do well. Like, I score a goal. Like, we're not playing like a tough team. Like, it was just like basically like a friendly for fun, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the guy that was like the guy running it was a guy named Tony Ruiz. I don't know if you know who that is. He played in the
No, I
Liga.
don't know who that is now.
He's like a Liga MX legend, like a Chilean
Okay.
player, super successful from like back in the day. And then after the game, like they called me aside and they're like, "Hey, like you ever thought about playing in Mexico?" And I was like, "Nah, like not really." And they're like, "Well, like we have a team. Like, are you Mexican?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like keep in mind, like my Spanish wasn't that good at the time, so I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like struggling to communicate. And then like I was just like, whatever. I was like, whatever about it, you know? And they're like, oh, like let's take a meeting this week. And I was like, all right, hell yeah, like I did good. Like maybe an opportunity, like my brother maybe would have been right. So then I go play a tournament in Arizona with like some Sunday league. And I go play, and like they're like, hey, like we're leaving tomorrow. And I was like, oh, like I'm in Arizona, like I can't make it. Like Like, and they're like, we'll stay till Monday. Can you make it Monday? And I was like, all right, like they really want to meet with me, like
Yes,
come
they
down.
want you. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I never felt like wanted. So I was like, all right, like I'll go. So then
Yeah.
we're out there with the team and like just the drive back, like we drove back like late, hella late, and like things happen on the drive, and we're like, bro, like honestly, like a lot of bad things happen on the ride. Like I can't tell you about it. But just picture like not the worst, but like close to it. And
Yeah.
then, man, bro, like that's crazy. So I'm like, all right. So then the next morning, like I basically get there like 1 a.m. I get back home 1
Mhm.
a.m. The meeting's at 10. I go home and I basically like sleep for like 5 hours and then go take this meeting. My brother goes with me because my oldest brother goes with me because he speaks better Spanish. My mom goes with me because my mom's like,
You're
I'm like,
Asian.
hey, like exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So then we go and they explain to me the whole project, blah blah blah. And they're like, "Are you interested?" And I'm like, "I'm interested." Like my brother's like, "All right," like blah blah blah. They basically give us a whole spiel. We have like a proper like negotiation and meeting and stuff like that.
More
And then,
organized, huh?
and we're like we're like I feel like I'm in Europe, bro. Like hypothetically, like I feel like I'm talking directly to the people in charge, like the coach, like the
Right.
GM, the president, like the owners, and like bam. And then like, all right, can you give us like 5 minutes? Like we're gonna go talk about it as a family. So my brother and my mom talking like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like you trust it, like They're like, you want to keep playing? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, so you got dog, like
Yeah, that's your option. You gotta go.
they're like, bro, like you wanted to keep playing. Nothing was like working out for you. Like this is a good deal. Like it's a good experience. Like you have what you need, like as far as like the citizenship, yada yada yada.
Hmm.
Like think about it and like blah blah. And then they're like, bro, like what do you want? Like they're kind of like on me, like we can't make the decision for you. Like don't be scared. Like what do you want? And I was like, I want to
Right.
keep playing. Like I just don't know if like Mexico's the right deal. And my
Yeah.
mom's like, man, like you're always saying. My mom's kind of like hard on me. She's like, you're saying everything's the wrong deal. Like, are you scared or you want to do it? And I was like, you're right, mom. So then I ended
She
up,
was checking you right there, bro.
yeah,
She was
bro.
checking you.
So then I go back and I tell the coach and I'm like, hey, like I'm in. And
Yeah.
they're hella happy, bro. Like we did like a whole like photo signing thing. Like I was like, hell yeah, like like let's do this. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
bro, just spent like I think I signed in like March, April, January, and then I had April, and then June we did like I did or May, end of May I did. I don't know where I signed or anything like that, but I had like 2 months of preparation to get ready and stuff,
Hmm.
and it was cool, bro. Like the experience, like very different, like a lot of ups and downs, but definitely another learning experience.
All right. So you signed to the team in Mexico. So go ahead and tell us about your experience over there. You're playing in a new country, so in a new league. So how is it different from your time at Madison and even college ball?
Yeah, bro. So I got there and immediately, bro, like the culture is very, very tough. Um, like to them, like I was American, like I wasn't
Yeah.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I was definitely like an outsider, and like there was two other Americans that went with me, but
Hmm.
they spoke better Spanish and like stuff like that. So I was definitely like I was quieter and like I talk a lot, bro. So I was definitely like very quiet at the beginning. Like we got to preseason and we spent the first 2 weeks at a hotel, like in concentration.
Yeah.
We were training and it was like we couldn't leave the hotel. Like it was super locked in, bro. And it was like straight fitness. Like we wouldn't even touch the ball. Like we would go train for 2 hours, come back, and then we had to be in the hotel the whole day. Like it was like crazy, bro. And I was kind of like,
Strict.
yeah. And I kind of came from like just playing soccer, like for the joy of it, versus like professional
Hmm.
against. Like I locked back in those 2 months to like get ready and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I was ready to kill it, bro. Like I was in killer mode. Like I was gonna do well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But getting there, like once I got there, the coaches had only seen me in that one game. Like the other guys, like they had known of them and like have like seen them in a game before in another game. So
Yeah.
they knew a little bit more about them. So I guess they had a little bit more trust in them. So like everything I did, it was like a surprise to them. Like, oh what? Like we found this guy? Like. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
made me feel good and like I just tried my best, bro. Like I stayed quiet. Like I didn't want any problems. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got there, tried not to complain, just stayed in my lane, and then um like through soccer, bro, I became more comfortable. Like I started earning the trust of the players because to them, like the soccer in Mexico is very different to the US. I don't think it's that different, but to them it's like a little more ego, like they're better.
Yeah.
Mexicans, and I was like, all right, like I'm Mexican, like I feel the same way. I feel like we play a little more, blah blah blah, like
Mhm.
kind of like buy into that. And yeah, bro, it was challenging at first, like just you kind of feel like, oh, they don't like me, so maybe I made the wrong decision, you know? And
Hmm.
you're far away from home. And like the first week I went to Cabo, like my dog had passed away. My brother had his baby, so I was missing out on I wasn't there like to say bye to my dog. Like, my brother had a baby. Like there was a lot of family stuff like they were doing and stuff, and I was like, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
Like these people don't even want me here, you know? And then like it was just kind of like bro, like, and then slowly but surely like it was just kind of like me and the other two Americans hanging out, and then the rest everybody like the team had their people that they know, like, you know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm like this is tough, like, and they all played like Fuerzas Básicas, like academy for like top Liga MX teams.
Hmm.
So the way the team was built, it was like guys that had been through that league, the Liga Premier, guys on loan, like young guys on loan that are on first team deals with Liga MX teams,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
me and the Americans. So like all the young guys that were like on loan, like ballers, bro, you know. So this was like kind of a downgrade for them in their head. You know, like, but it's like you gotta get experience somehow. They're not gonna put you in the
Right.
league at 19, 20, you know. And then
Right.
the other guys, it's like, oh, like we've already proven ourselves, and like I was kind of like, bro, like what happened to like team bonding and like kicking it with each other, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
stuff like that. So we did some of it, but it was still like kind of like off. But then once we came to playing, bro, like that's when we became cool. Like we got out, we moved into our apartment, and then like the soccer, like the first season, bro, really good. Like we were playing like in Mexico, like, you don't really do like drills and stuff like that. Like I wish there was more tactical, like, all right, this is how we're gonna beat this team, or like we saw them play. Like there probably is, but in our team, like there wasn't, and I was kind of like, damn, like that would make such a difference. But
Yeah.
we solved everything through possession, like playing possession, like playing games, like just playing, not really like breaking anything down to the fundamentals. It was just playing and solving it yourself, you know. And like all the coaches were ex players. You get me? So
Yeah.
they kind of saw it as like, how are you not doing this right? Like, you know, it's so easy.
Yeah.
And I'm
Their level of the game is, high.
like, and I was like, bro, like, explain it to me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Help me learn. Yeah.
but like, I had two like very good seasons there. I did really well, and like, I was super thankful that the game, the style of play, and like the game, like, was to my benefit, like to my advantage because of the style, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
The first year we made playoffs, we lost like the first, it was like home and away, like aggregate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had lost like 3-2 in the first game. It was a good game against like our rivals, but I had played every game, every minute of that season, and I did hella good. Like, um, I thought I performed really well, and like hella people were like happy with me, and like all the owners and the president and the GM were just like kind of hyping me up, you know. So I felt
Yeah.
good. I re-signed for the second season for another year. I
Okay.
re-signed and I went back, and the second season, like we still did well. We were successful, but we had lost a game, like an important game, like 4-0. And that's when
Cool.
I kind of felt like, whoa, like, because over there, like, it's very like money based, you know, like
Hmm.
in a respectful way, but like you got to win and make your money, you know.
Yeah.
So that's when it became a little like, all right, like it's like we're showing, like we're being more serious now, you know. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a lot of things changed, and I was just like, all right, like it kind of like it's a different culture, bro. Because over there, there's promotion relegation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like we're investing, so like we want to win so we can make more money. If
Yeah.
you lose, like you're taking away our money. So it was more like
It's a high pressure.
it's a culture, bro. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're not representing the team, bro. You're representing like Cabo, like at least like in Cabo, like bro, like it's a really like small town.
Hmm.
Like, and like it's not the richest, you know, like the rich side is more American than Mexican. So like the Mexican, like bro,
Hmm.
like the whole pueblo was at our games, you know?
Yeah.
So like everybody was bought in. Like if you see like videos of the games, like it's packed, you know? Because that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
to do. Like it's really life or death over there. And like I kind of was like, yo, I love this, you know? Like because when we win, like I go get a coffee, it's free. Like I'll go out to the club, like it's free, you know? Like people know
Hmm.
you when you're winning, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They show love too, because
Yeah, bro.
you helping them.
Yeah, bro, people want to be associated with you. Like you go
Hmm.
anywhere, like, hey, can I take a picture? And like I had like blonde hair at the time, so I was very recognizable. So like
Yeah.
I was getting hella love, bro, and I was like, hell yeah, like, I'm a celebrity, bro. Like it was so cool, like it was fun,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like when you lose, it's also like it's like, hey, you let us down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And they gonna let you know too. That's
Yeah,
like the beauty and the beast of it is that they gonna let you know.
yeah, bro. So I always tell people, I'm like, it kind of made me realize like that's the one thing, like, all right, like losing is not okay, bro.
What was the playoff atmosphere like that your first year over in Mexico.
Bro, like the culture in Mexico, like how we talked about like South America, Europe, like bro, like with promotion relegation, like this is like everything to them. Like we're their Chivas because all we gotta do is win two leagues and we're there. So like they love it. Like they'll do anything for you to win. Like they're so bought in. So even when we went to Chihuahua for the playoff game, we played there first and we had like some beef from the season, but like it's like the city, like it's big, but not that big. So like everybody knows everything and like people know each other, network. So they knew where we were staying at the hotel. So they would come to the hotel and like when we got there, like they would drive by and like talk crap to us. And then when we were trying to go to sleep, like bro, they would come out, make hella noise, like not let us sleep. And in my head, I was kind of like, is it that serious? You know, but it is, bro. Like this is life or death. Like this is like everything to them, bro. And like
Yeah, yeah.
that's a culture that like I loved it because I was like, all right, like like all right, like
It
Cabo
turns
means
you up. It
yeah,
turns you
bro.
up. The
Like
energy's high.
yeah, bro. Like now when I see like all right, like Cabo, and like I see that it's like all right, like I'm not playing just for me and my teammates and like the club. Like I'm playing because like Cabo's better than you guys. You know, like that's like we're a better
Yeah,
city. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like it's a family, bro. Like it's like all right, like we're representing the community and like like it was just crazy, bro. Like just like it's life or death, bro. And it's tight.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
win, if you win, you're on top of the world, bro. Like hey, like here's your bonus check. Like hey, like um come to the like you'll get a DM, bro. Like hey, come to Squid Road tonight. Like ask for this person. Like you're with us like on the table. I'm like all right, cool, you know. Like it's all love, bro. But you lose, it's like hey to get in, it's like 500 pesos. I'm like what? Like it's not even. It's like 400 pesos to get in. He's like yeah for them. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like all right, like it's really like the culture, bro. Like soccer's so important out there, you know.
Facts, 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 facts.
So it was cool, bro. It was a very cool experience. Like second season, I went back, we negotiated, didn't work out. I wish, honestly, I wish every team I've ever been on the best, bro. Like, obviously, like any opportunity to play anything, like, is a huge blessing and super grateful for everything I went through. Like, I didn't even think I'd be to the point where I am. So, like, thank God and
Right.
soccer, you know? So, for
Yeah.
sure. And now I play with LA Force and Nisa, and that's going well. I'm still waiting to get registered because of my international clearance,
Yeah.
but I'm with the team and I'm excited to like we're doing well right now, so I'm excited to like join and put my imprint on it and hopefully add more success, bro. So
Yeah. And doing it while at home too.
yeah, bro. So get to see
Yeah.
my family to see me play and like just hopefully put on, bro.
Yeah. That's blessed. That's blessed. So aside from ball, Ben told me you got a little other venture going on, man. You want to talk about that for briefly, real quick, before you wrap up?
Yeah, bro. It's a brand called Club Yes. My brother and like his best friend, my brother Romario, and his best friend Horta, like put it together. Just like with the like they're very like big on fashion, like have cool style, like they love simplicity. So I kind of like joined them on like the business side and like just helping them make it a reality.
Hmm.
And it's like it's Club Yes, bro. So like we call it Club Yes because the 10 in soccer, like it's a 10, like the 10 is like the 23 in basketball, like
Yeah. No, that you that guy. If you were the
yeah.
10, you're that guy.
And like we kind of base it off Ronaldinho. Like we have the mantra of the brand, like what we stand for is siempre con alegría, which means always with joy. And like we
Okay.
kind of base it off Ronaldinho, like him playing, like it's just love for the game. Like he's smiling, like he's enjoying it. So the message is kind of just to like help people like realize that in everything in life, like just always do it with joy, like to the and like in the good times and the bad times, like find the joy, find the alegría because like life is too short. Like everything's there's always gonna be problems, there's always gonna be problems, but it's about positivity
Yeah.
and it's all mindset, bro. Like you could really do anything you want, like and just do it with a smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, like life goes on, you know.
Yeah, nah, that hey, we're gonna end on that one right there, bro. That was you stamped that shit right there, bro. Hey, listen, bro, thank you for getting on. Um, sharing all your stories. I know some of them are personal and everything. I know whoever's gonna listen to this shit, they're gonna enjoy this episode. A lot of free game kicked and yeah, bro, thank you.
Nah, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me on, and I wish you the best, bro. And
Hey,
you already know.
I appreciate it, bro.